Hi, I'm Annie Arbenz, and I'm an estate planning attorney, and I've been an attorney since 2008. That means that I've worked with thousands of families over the years to create documents to help their families navigate incapacity and death. So I try to help families avoid bad things that can happen when tragedy strikes. I did not plan to be a lawyer, not until the very end of college did I even consider it. Before that, at least when I was younger, I really wanted to be a grocery store checker, and I still want to do that. I love how they get to chat with people all day, and it's a very satisfying beep. But and then afterward, I wanted to be a stockbroker and live in New York City, never have kids, and just be on my own. And that is the opposite of what's happened. I don't even know what a stockbroker does. I'm married and I have 2 little kids, and I can't imagine my life without them. My family has probably had the greatest impact on my job over anything else. Really, it started with my extended family because I was in law school and I knew I wanted to be a lawyer and I knew I wanted to help people, but I didn't know specifically how I wanted to help people. And when I was in law school, my grandmother died, and it was horrible because she was the matriarch of our family. She was a person who lived life with so much joy and kindness that to imagine a life without her was something that none of us were prepared to do. And when she died, unfortunately, she had a very complicated estate, and it really didn't need to be. Had she done some advanced planning, everything would have been a lot easier. So my uncle, who was the executor, had a lot of work to do and was overwhelmed by it, and he was out of state, and it was a big mess. And again, it didn't need to be because our family got along really well. If Nana, we called her Nana, if Nana had just done a few things in advance, our family would have been in a lot better shape. For example, if she had just gotten a will to say what she wanted to happen and who should take care of things, it would have been so much easier for my uncle and for all of us because it was really emotional. So what I learned through that process is there are things that you can do to make it easier for your family. And even if you don't know that those things exist, like I'm sure my Nana didn't know, if you can make sure to do them, you can protect your family and make it easier for them. So that did very much affect what I ended up doing in law school, because after that point, I was so intrigued by what my uncle had to go through and what our family went through that I started taking all the classes that I could on trusts and wills and taxes, and that's when I realized that's what I was supposed to do. I think the traditional way of doing estate planning just didn't really incorporate what the client needed or wanted and how they felt about things. They were asking all the right legal questions to get the estate plan done. But what I love and what I've seen to be very successful with clients is that we ask the personal questions. We make sure that the plan's gonna work for their family, because at the end of the day, this is all for their family. The audience is their children and their loved ones that are gonna take over after they die. So they have to be taken care of and discussed as part of this process. Traditionally, estate planning has always been pretty expensive to get done the traditional way, which is you meet with a lawyer. You have several meetings with a lawyer in most cases, and there's a lot of fancy documents prepared and binders, and it's a very comprehensive experience for a client, and that's wonderful if you're prepared to pay thousands of dollars and get it done, which in some cases is absolutely necessary. You need to invest to get a more comprehensive estate plan done. But what I found is not everyone needs a comprehensive, expensive estate plan that considers every possible legal scenario. What most people need is a simple, straightforward estate plan. When I started practicing, I assumed that everyone who got their estate plan done was either rich or old. What I realized over time is that that is not true. That's what people think. But the trends that I see is that everyone needs to get an estate plan. Basically, if you're over 18 years old, you should have an estate plan because you are responsible for legal decisions at that point. There's all kinds of reasons people come in, and people ask me, when do I need an estate plan? I say, if you're over 18. And more specifically, if you own real estate or you have a kid. You've got to get it done. You've got to take care of your kiddo. You've got to make sure your house gets to the right place. I'm brought back to this meeting that I had back in, probably like 2014, and I had a couple of 25, 26-year-olds meeting with me, and they just had a baby and they just bought a house. So like so much life was happening for them in that year. So they thought, you know, we're gonna go in and get a will done, because that's what you do when you're a responsible mid-20-year-old, which is not my typical client. So I was really impressed with these two. They came in and they knew they needed to get something done because they had a minor kiddo and a little baby. But what they didn't know is that it costs $3,000 to get it done. And I think I took the wind out of their sails pretty quickly when I explained that to them, that the traditional process is quite an investment. But I respect them so much because they saved up, they made it happen, and we got their estate plan signed, and they got a guardian appointed for their kid in the event that they both die before he's 18. But that meeting got me thinking that it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to cost someone $3,000 to get it done. That was the moment when I started thinking about a better way to get more people an estate plan, and that is when I started coming up with Orbit Wills. So as soon as I had this idea, I wanted to do as much research as I could, and so I looked all over the place to get information about online options to get estate plans done. My research showed that there really wasn't a great online option available to anyone, and that I could do it better. So I created Orbit Wills, which is an online platform to get a complete estate plan done for a fraction of the cost that it would take to get it done with a lawyer. And you can get wills, powers of attorney, healthcare directives, disposition authorizations, community property agreements, all of these documents done just by completing a 10 to 15 minute application on the platform. And then a lawyer reviews the documents and they're returned back to you within 3 business days. I personally think it's really important that an estate plan is reviewed by a lawyer, because a lawyer can look at the entire picture and make sure that all the pieces fit together and that one thing doesn't affect another thing without you knowing it. So it's really important that a lawyer reviews your documents to make sure that the information you've provided is consistent, that it makes sense, and that it will work in the state where you reside. Otherwise, what's the point of the document? I don't look at estate planning as a conversation about planning your death. I see it as a conversation about how you want to live your life. Who are your people? How do you want to spend your money? How do you want to spend your time? What's your legacy? Let's figure it out. Get it in writing. Make sure it's legally enforceable. I'm proud that Orbit Wills has provided these legal services to people who might not otherwise be able to afford them, that they can have some peace of mind knowing that their legacy is going to be protected, that their assets will end up in the right place. And I can't help but think that there might be another Nana out there somewhere who will get this stuff done because it is accessible now, and it is good, and it will reflect what she wants, and it will help her family avoid the pain and the drama and the expense that ours went through. I'm so proud that this platform will keep families together. And that's the point. In most cases, it doesn't have to be expensive, it doesn't have to be complicated, but in all cases, it has to be done. It has to be done. It's easy. You can get a comprehensive lawyer-reviewed estate plan online at orbitwills.com.